and does not know the Vega matchup due to my proclivity to only playing without Claw.
Now, one major thing is that with the Claw, his anti-airs become generally worse.
Which makes
it makes
the jump
it
short
really hard to deal with that jump short that's so strong from Ryu.
Yeah. Now, well, Cubano Loco representing the V-trigger right away to show that he can't get free fireballs in mid-range. One thing I like about Arban is he is great about the crouch strongs in neutral. And when I say great, I mean he presses that button a lot.
So Cubano Loco yet again using the air-to-air as it's really his only option to anti-air Arban without the Claw.
Yeah, a lot of times you have to look for the swipe in set, I wouldn't call it set play, but after set block strings where you buffer it, looking for spots where they might possibly jump. It is slightly a hard read in that regard.
It's very hard read, yeah. Very nice. That 3-frame stand short blows up most of Ryu's pressure.
Yes, that stand short is an excellent interruption tool just because of the stand crouch jab afterwards. The classic, you have to respect everything after. However, the stance change after the stand pierce is not real.
It's
Ryu
not
can't
real
punish
at all.
that. From the Claw to no Claw, he is -3. However, from no Claw to Claw, he's only -1.
He's actually +1.
Oh, he's
it's
+1?
a mistake in the frame data in the guide.
Oh, I did not know
+1
that.
from no Claw to Claw.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay.
And so, yes, one thing that you can do after blocking any Vega stand pierce, if he doesn't change, if he changes, if he swipes, it always will either block string or be minus. So you can always down jab.
Yeah, you hold on to the crouch jab and then you buffer the crouch, or you hold on to the down back and buffer the crouch jab. And good situational awareness by Cubano Loco. I like the
nice
anti-jump mix up
setup.
afterwards. Every time after the EX wall dive hits, you have to just stay down. He only gets primary setups after the quick tech. Cubano Loco playing really clean. A nice check by Matt. I want to see the DP after noticing that he got air reset and he still got the EX roll.
Completely.
If you got an invincible move, you have to take advantage of that.
I also don't know if I agree with the alpha counter on the EX roll, which is -2
It's -2.
anyway.
Yeah, the point of an alpha counter is to get someone off of you. If someone's -2, they're off of you.
Round 1. Fight.
Matt got the serious face as always. And that is minus. He could have gone for maybe a sweep there. He might have been pushed out too far.
Very nice. Recognizes that Cubano Loco is using one of Vega's strongest defensive maneuvers, which is just walking backwards. He's the fastest walk speed in the game, and catches him with a low forward after a block string.
Yeah, good empty jump. When he back tech
Very
after
nice.
the Tatsu, yeah.
Oh, it drums her again.
I like the dash forward from Cubano Loco.
Oh, it goes for the shimmy again. Taunting.
The taunt. The taunt. The taunt.
God, he's so white.
And we were talking about that in the Ice versus Broadly Legs matchup about the throw tech after stun, or when you're right about to be stunned. Shimmy's best at that situation.
Totally.
We saw that from Matt. He has to throw more neutral fireballs to check that stand medium punch. That's too good from Vega. Ryu really can't fight that.
So one thing Ryu has to do in pressure versus Vega is do down strong, down strong. It's actually one of his only block strings that will beat a mashed out stand short, which otherwise stops anything after standing
That's
strong.
a 3-frame gap, right?
Right.
Down strong, yeah.
Which will beat because mediums beat lights.
Right. I would have...
Very nice tick.
Yeah.
People often aren't looking for the throw tech direct to throw a heavy jump in.
Yep.
And a setup. And a setup.
Wow. Well, goes for the super just for why not. Now, one thing about Ryu's Tatsu, when he hit confirms into the roundhouse Tatsu, if you do a regular tech, the forward jump afterwards crosses up, and if you do a back tap, it does not cross up. So if you read that your opponent's going to tech regardless, especially if it's Vega, who does not have an invincible reversal, he does get a mix-up off of that, depending on the tech.
And one, speaking of setups I'd like to mention is that if Ryu throws in the corner, he can do a stand jab that will meaty and then go for another throw. If they don't tech, he can whiff the throw, do a stand medium kick, and throw again. And you saw Arban do that exact sequence.
Yeah.
It's totally autopilot, and it's super godlike.
Yeah, it's really annoying. And, yeah.
Ryu has probably the best tick throw game in the game, honestly, with his low pushback normals and his super strong throw game.
The forward fears. I know a lot of Ryu players like to go for that, but honestly, I don't like it that much. I just feel like it's -1. Anything that you do with that, you can do just fine with stand strong. Here's, does not get the dizzy. Look for the overhead.
Oh, nice meaty DP.
Oh, there it is. Now, Ryu with V-Trigger, it's not too hard for him to come back. Now, this is also the first time of the night that we've seen a 1-1 set count.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Texas doing way better than we've done so far.
Yeah. Arban having to hold it down. He did play really well earlier today. Beat Wolf Crow in the Winners Finals of the schools to make it to top 32. So he's coming off a pretty good high. But
And yet again, Cubano Loco is showing he knows the matchup. After every stand strong, he just mashes that stand short.
yes. Now, Ryu can check with a stand jab after the stand strong, I believe.
He can at certain ranges. The other thing he can do is not press a button and often stand short will whiff at that point.
Okay, and then you just punish with a crouch
Yeah.
medium kick. Cubano Loco getting a lot of mileage out of that. Now, when Vega has loaded bars, you have to respect the short.
You have to respect everything.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Can't be letting people empty jump this Ryu like that. You need to be going for
Yeah,
DP.
and after the super, the forward jump, empty jump is not a real setup. Oh, wow. And that's going to kill.
In fact, it can be DP'd, exactly.
Yeah, it's not a real setup.
Final round.
It's a 1-1 in game 3. Both players without very much meter whatsoever.
Arban truly believed when the crouch medium kick is super, unconfirmed. But
You don't have to believe that hard because obviously it's just a buffer. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Will only come out on hit. Or, I mean, on block, but if they get into the range. And a buffer for people watching is a move can only be canceled on block or hit. So on whiff, the special won't come out. And what this means is if they enter the range after the move, the special move will come out only in a good situation.
Correct. One thing that just happened though, Arban did do a back stand roundhouse that got blocked, and Cubano Loco did not check with the stand short. And
big enough gap for that to
Vega
work every
can
time.
check that every time. So
And that
Good
low
walk
slash
back.
is safe unless Ryu has super. It's always totally safe.
yeah,
Let's see what he goes for after this. And it's the dash up command.
yeah. And Vega does get free setup after the EX roll.
What a spriggy little head nod, and the much taller Arban completely stagnant face-wise. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever shown a motion win or a loss 99%
A
of the
Ryu
time.
player through and through.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, man, I just want to fight. Oh, a smile! He's smiling!
I'm not sure what prompted that. Must have been money.
Yeah. And I want to see the sweep there. That's unsafe at that range.
Very unsafe at almost any range. I mean, some characters can do whatever they
Unfortunately,
want to punish.
me being the non-claw player that I am, Arban does not, probably not too familiar with that. However, the shimmies are on point, and he's getting the, you got to DP at that range. You got to DP at that range. The empty jump lows are going, and so are the shimmies. Big damage right here.
And I like the EX Tatsu ender because it does so much damage and leaves them further into the corner.
That's right. And you get the corner push, unsafe.
I mean, Ryu just has so much life at this point, he can afford riskier DPs.
Yeah.
And he can pretty much afford to do whatever he wants versus Vega, who doesn't have a reversal himself.
Vega does not have bar. He has V-trigger, but he does not have bar, which makes the V-trigger a little bit more manageable.
Oh, a lot more manageable. Yeah, nothing comes after it.
Yeah. He waits to get out. I would have personally liked to hold on to it just because after the EX wall dive, you can still follow up with the Rose and get a setup. So you can maintain pressure and you get damage at the same time.
And Arban adjusting well. He played a lot lamer that game. Which
He
is
played
like,
really lame.
I think we've seen him go in a little too hard. He's been getting anti-aired, which is hard for Vega to do, but clearly what Cubano Loco is looking for. By playing on the ground and using the fireball, he uses tools that Vega can't combat as well.
He does a really good job of recognizing when people are mentally committed to footsies and throwing out the fireball.
Right. Or when they're mentally committed to jumping and waiting and sure you can aim.
Yeah. Which, as a Ryu player, you know.
I mean, that's pretty much your main game,
Yeah.
right?
However,
Very nice shimmy.
yeah. Cubano Loco gets his own shimmy, misses
Oh, it
the
misses,
crush
it
counter
doesn't get the-
punish. That could have been match for him. He had him on Dizzy Alert. Could have gotten something huge.
Very nice. Reacts to the flip back V reversal by just jumping in again and getting right back where he started.
Yeah. Goes
Tries
for
to parry
yeah,
and does it
goes
a little
for-
too early.
Yeah. And we have ghetto resets. Ghetto resets.
What I like to see as a response to wall dive for Ryu is just a late DP.
Late
a late
DP?
cross-cut DP will beat either side, and
Yeah.
it beats the throw as well.
What I've been telling the people is when Vega does an EX wall dive, if he dives to the wall closer to you, you jump towards him and go air to air.
Right.
If he dives to the wall further from you,
Jump away.
you jump away and go air to air. And now if you're in the corner, you have to kind of eat the EX wall dive, but in neutral, those are the two options that you have to go to.
You got to go in the lab on that one. I mean, you can't be letting him do
Yeah,
that.
it's one of those things you really can't do unless you've practiced. And good punish right here. Wow. Really makes him regret using the slide there.
Ryu definitely is one of the best supers in the game.
Yeah,
it's
for
one of the.
sure.
It's like a 5-frame punish on every move. It does
Yeah.
huge damage. It's confirmable off any one of his combos.
In my opinion, probably the second best super, or third best super. No, second best after Cammy's. I think Cammy has the best.
Cammy probably has the best one, and the Kali would be up there as well.
Cammy with a 4-frame startup, negating a lot of big buttons in neutral.
Anti-airs perfectly.
Also
negates big
overheads.
buttons.
No
Yeah, of
overheads are
course.
safe. Tied 2 up. We had a pretty close set so far. Cubano Loco's doing a really good job in the footsies department, and Arban's doing a good job of kind of recognizing when Cubano's committed to the footsies and fireballing as well. He's gotten a lot of really good shimmies off neutral exchanges.
And very nice bait on the DP, but weak punish.
Yeah, that was definitely not an optimized punish by Cubano Loco. 2 Vega players are, of course, going to call that out.
And Ryu, one of the few characters that can backdash as a bait for a shimmy and still combo off it with a stand pierce.
Really good stuff.
It lets him move a lot further away while still baiting the same thing, which is a little bit safer.
One thing I want to see from Arban, he has not been doing a lot of forward pierces after, well, you know, I'm not a Ryu player, so maybe I don't know, and he just got him with a crouch meaty kick.
And where's up with the stand forward pierce after what, throw?
The forward pierce after the forward throw, that's a free meaty on quick tag.
It's a free meaty on quick tag, and it baits the dash well, because they look similar enough in animation that it's hard to tell whether he's dashing and throwing you again or doing the forward pierce.
Yeah. Cubano Loco, though, did combo into the roll after the crouch meaty kick with his crouch jab. I would have liked to have seen him use the super. I don't see any purpose in Vega holding onto it, and he also gets set up afterwards.
Most of the time, yeah, at least use an EX move.
I feel like this round could have gone a lot differently if Cubano Loco comboed into the super.
And there's
Matt
that
gets the
backdash
shimmy.
bait we were just talking about.
Gets the backdash. The forward pierce is free. Now, against characters like Ryu, you don't get a free shimmy after a forward dash every time because you don't have the walk speed. Sometimes you try to shimmy with a walk and you still get thrown. And it's kind of frustrating. And me transitioning from Vega to Cammy, that's something I've been experiencing.
Right, yes.
And I'm like, well, I usually shimmy here.
But Ryu gets to just backdash instead and use his huge normals.
He does get the backdash.
And that's a change. Ryu normally doesn't have a very good backdash, and in this game he has one of the best.
In Street Fighter 4, his backdash went nowhere. Cubano Loco has him on Dizzy Alert, goes for the overhead. You have to be aware of that. Good optimized combo this time from Cubano Loco.
And this is nice because it forces a neutral tech and lets him get a better setup.
Yeah, and on the stand strong, you do get the free crouch strong after the counter hit.
Round 2.
All right, so 3-2 Arban, but Cubano Loco making it look close yet again.
Yeah, Cubano Loco's fighting. He's fighting.
Ryu, one of those characters that can anti-air every jump. If Ryu ever does an anti-air a jump, it was his fault.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh,
Stand
Cubano
jab
Loco.
beats cross-ups, DP beats everything.
Yeah, so lets the block sweep go unpunished. I'm not a big fan of that. You have to make sure characters on, say, sweeps can't get away with it.
Right. Very nice throw, and goes to the forward pierce been talking about.
Oh
it's
my
the
God.
DP, the classic after being -2.
Yeah, the forward pierce from Ryu is kind of like a ghetto Ken step kick from 4. Albeit, nowhere near as good.
Nowhere near as good, but you know, at -2, a DP is a viable option because if they press any button, it'll work.
Yeah.
And otherwise, if they're scared of the DP, you can start pressing your own buttons back. And both fully loaded on Super Bar, and both characters very easily able to confirm into supers.
And we both talked about this early. It's the beginning of the match. Both people have a lot of life. I want to see an early super.
Yeah, so they can build back the bar and
You're
then
going to get the
more
bar back.
EX moves. And you might see it there, but no confirmed.
Yeah, fortunately it was not combos, so it was good to hold off on that.
I don't like the use of V-reversal here from Cubano Loco. It gets rid of his most scary tool, which is that down strong could have been a super.
And there we go. Arban goes for the super. And to me, you know, I don't know if all Vegas feel this way, but I feel like the Rose is an alpha counter in and of itself.
It's way better than an alpha counter because you can sweep into it and totally escape the corner.
Yeah. In my opinion, as Vega, I don't like using the alpha counter unless it's a guaranteed punish. You know, against characters like Nikali or Chun-Li or the Vega Mirror, like characters where if you alpha counter, you get a free punish.
Yes, the only other situation I can think of is versus Armika if Nadeshiko's coming down. Sometimes they'll alpha counter just for the invincibility.
Yeah, the punch alpha counter is good in that situation. Get yourself across the screen. But I want to see Cubano Loco hold on to that alpha counter, or the V-bar, a little bit more conservatively. He's just been a little bit too liberal with it for my comfort as an ex-Vega player.
It's especially important because, yeah, The one place where Vega beats Ryu is in footsies, and that's where he needs to be converting into the huge damage.
It
that the
makes
trigger
his
lets
crowd
him do.
strong the scariest button in the game.
Totally.
Oh,
an
input
unfortunate-
error gets punished.
Yeah, error. Very nice
Oh.
shimmy again.
And that wasn't even a shimmy. He just stood outside of the throw range.
Oh, and then walks up and throws. Arban's throw game is amazing. Let
Yeah.
me tell you, the
And
way he
Break
he
it down
goes-
for the audience again. Break it down. The throw setup in the corner, please.
Right, so if he does a throw in the corner, he can do a stand jab immediately. If they wake up with a quick tech, they'll block it, and it's plus enough they can go for throw again. If they don't tech, he can whiff the throw and then go for another meaty throw right away.
Brain dead or
Brain
not?
dead.
Brain
Totally brain dead. Especially versus Vega, who can't reversal out.
Yeah.
He just has to hold it. He has to guess tech, and if you're guessing tech wrong, Arban will shimmy you.
Yeah, and I like what Cubano Loco did there. After the forward throw, he did the stand strong. You don't get a free walk-up pressure with Vega, but you do get an actual real meaty with a stand strong with Claw. I like that check.
And Arban, after losing 2 games in a row, has completely turned the set around and adjusted. He's been anti-airing better, and in general, running the throw versus shimmy game.
Yeah, he's been on point with the corner throw mix-ups, and he's on point with neutral just standing there not walking forward and making the other opponent throw with.
And both of them are doing a good job remaining lame in a situation where they're at even life.
Yeah.
Neither character pressing well does well in that situation.
Yes. Both people playing kind of patient. Originally, the only other player in Dallas that was really patient, good hit confirm, gets conversion off the crouch medium kick. One of the best meaty buttons in the game. It's low and it's +2 on block.
Right,
And
exactly.
you can hit confirm off of it. Vegas have to abuse that. But in Dallas, one of our downfalls is we're just not really patient players. I'm probably the biggest proponent of that, of not having proper patience. And Andre, a.k.a. Choutix, he's always performed better than everyone else in Dallas when it comes to majors because he has that
Yeah,
patience.
he's lame enough in order to...
He never really does well in locals, but he always outplays everyone else in majors. And Arban has done a good job of kind of taking that patience into his, his play
Totally,
style.
and right now we see Cubano Loco taking it back a little bit. He's been jumping at Arban for free this game, and I'd like to see Arban wait a little harder.
Yeah, and Cubano Loco there did use the crowd strong into the rows to get out of the corner. So, in terms of execution, granted he didn't use any apple counters, but it let him get out. So
Right, which is regular B reversal does not.
yeah, optimized combo off the jump, and I like it. Shows that he has presence of mind from, punish!
And Ryu, one of the characters who can choose which side to end on. By doing heavy kick Tatsu, he'll cross them up, and the jab setup that we've seen
Oh my God. He's
wins
been
in the
getting
game.
that
Texas on the
non-stop.
map.
Arban holding it down for Texas. Protect the Lone Star State, baby. We got 2
stuff.
more
How
to
free was
go.
that?
It's not over.
No, he's good. Nice, 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 nice.
You just can't get thrown.